them. Out they come, the players. Phil Clark. It's a very, very physical game, this, but mentally, that's where the grand final can be won and lost.
When you talk about the state of mind for both of these players, they have to be as prepared to do something in the first game that could win the game as they will be in the last. We know how close and competitive these two teams are. This game could even go into extra time, but you have to be ready at the start and maintain that level of concentration for both of the 40-minute periods. It tests you both physically, but equally as mentally at this level of rugby league.
Sean McRae, the place is rocking. It's got to get to them.
I think the fireworks were appropriate because I think we're going to see fireworks in the opening exchanges here tonight. I've got no doubt that we're going to get a repeat of what we saw 2 weeks ago, Eddie. It was one of the most physical confrontations I've seen in any football game, any rugby league match for a long, long time. And I don't see any reason why tonight won't replicate that feat. It's going to have to, because these sides are just so good. They were stand out, making 1 and 2, qualifying 1 and 2. And there's just so many gifted players out there. It's going to be a brilliant game of rugby league.
Ashley Klein is the man who is in charge of it all. There is Jamie Peacock, one of the key figures for the Leeds Rhinos. Does he hold the key to victory? And what about Sean Long? Second game only in the last 2 months. And who will ever forget the tackle by Matt Gidley on Brent Webb late in the match a fortnight ago to deny Leeds a victory? The pumped up for this. The 2007 Grand Final, it's about to get underway. Kevin Sinfield waits. We're counting down to the kickoff. 10, and the crowd lift. Here we go, the most important match of the year, and the biggest prize at stake, 80 minutes from now. The same game as we got at Millsy Road a fortnight ago. This is Jason Kalis. There's the first collision of the match, and Leeds flying out of the traps from the kickoff. The atmosphere is absolutely electric. Second tackle of the grand final gone. Sean Long in a dummy half. Kalis nearly went without it. Peacock was on him in a flash. It's a great set this for Leeds early. Kalis gets to his feet a little gingerly. And here now is John Wilkin. As soon as St Helens get the ball, they are surrounded by Leeds jerseys. Fozzard with the drive forward. Wonderful tackling here by Leeds. 40 metres progress made. Long with the kick downfield. Going for a big long 40-20. And it bounces the wrong way. A great kick though, just the same.
Not a bad kick, was it? And that has put the doubts in everybody else's mind just out of the window. Is he fit? Yeah, with a kick like that. They put the pressure on him, did the Rhinos, but he was smart enough to take the dummy and went straight down that blind side. I just get a funny feeling that Daniel Anderson, the Saints coach, has said to his players, let's blow Leeds apart in the opening 10.
Sean Long's last game was on the 31st of August against Harlequins. He has been sat in the stand for a long time, but surely Daniel Anderson wouldn't have risked him had there been any question mark about Sean Long's fitness. A great set of 6 now in response from St Helens, from Diskin. It goes back to Maguire. Maguire hammers it down centre field, but Wellens is underneath it for the Saints, and he will run it back before he's met by Diskin.
That was a poor kick. Tony Smith has got to get the message out. They've got to start turning the fullback Paul Wellens around. If you allow him to take it on the full, he'll get at least 15, 20 metres forward. And you can see already that the Saints are on the halfway line and in full control.
3 tackles gone, it's with Cunningham. It comes back to Sean Long, and he then finds Price. And it goes wide to Gilmore and further wide to Willie Talau.
That's a tactic I think you'll see often here tonight from St Helens. A lot of teams have highlighted Clinton Tupi as a weak link in the Leeds defensive line, maybe making an error in judgment, coming in when he should stay out, and vice versa. It's where he'll be attacked.
Long with ball in hand, dabs the ball behind the defenders. It's hacked on. No, it isn't. It's picked up, but it's a penalty because Long was taken out as he chased his own little dink over the top. It's a penalty to St Helens. It's in kicking range. They might be tempted.
Neat little chip through Obvious that Diskin put the shoulder charge in. Webb looks as though he's picked up a bit of an injury. Went in very awkward.
He's actually running off the ball there and forced Sean to go.
Gidley was swinging the boot, and the fullback Brent Webb down to it. Ashley Klein just having a little bit of a word.
What he was doing was using his shoulder, pushing away. He's like against that ball away.
Well, the referee really had nowhere to go because Diskin certainly took long out. Even though it's very difficult to turn on this lush surface. We were out there, weren't we, fellas, just, what, 10, 15 minutes ago. It's like a green carpet, Sean.
It's very slippery out there. We've seen that probably every year we've been here, Eddie, at this sort of kick-off time. The dew starts to settle, it gets a little slippery underfoot, and that'll be interesting to see how the players handle the football under these conditions. It's not only the pressure of playing such a big game, it's also quite balmy, isn't it? It's actually quite sort of humid out there tonight, and so we've got that sort of condition, plus a bit of dew on the surface. It'll make a difference. Do you know what, this penalty, I'm not sure if it was for Sean Long. I'm not sure if I should correct. I think Matt Gidley was run off the ball by a Leeds player. I thought I heard Ashley Klein say that. Either way, it doesn't matter. Still a clear goal.
And the last time he kicked a goal was at Wembley. And it still is the last time he kicked a goal.
That could be very costly indeed. He normally kicks these for breakfast. No little doubt in my mind that it was the hooker Matt Diskin that deliberately went into the shoulder. It's a bad miss. Will it be a costly one?
That's where experience, Eddie, is important. A naive, inexperienced player may let a mistake like that dwell on his mind. That won't be the case with Sean Long. He's been there, seen it and done it before. He knows that's forgotten, it's over, move on.
It's Fozzard here now with the football for St Helens. This is Cunningham. Here is Kalis. Wide it goes to Price. Price then looking for Gilmore. They're going down that channel again, attacking the side of the ground that Clinton Tupy defends. Well, they're doing Anderson looking on there from the dugout here, usually occupied by Sir Alex Ferguson and co.
They're not using the normal two drives with the forwards. They're having one drive and then using the link. And again, is that knocked on by Burrow?
No, he went backwards, says Ashley Klein. The tackle count continues. This is on the last, and Gilmore is trapped. He tries to get the ball away and does. He succeeds. Melly will hoist it high. This is interesting. And the ball bounces kindly in the end, and it's with Lee Smith. But Smith is out. Hopped his way over the line. Well, there's pandemonium down that right-hand channel as far as Leeds are concerned. There really is.
Just into touch there. Good work by Melly. Gilmore did well to get the ball away. It looked as though he was going to be caught in possession. Smith certainly hit the whitewash. They'll do well, the Rhinos, to keep the Saints out.
Because here comes St Helens in the shape of Price. And now it's with Long, and Long goes over the top and finds Gardner, but he had to stop and come back inside. Gets as far as Kevin Sinfield. Gidley waits. Gidley. Infield it goes to Chris Flannery. What a story Chris Flannery is. He is playing in only his 9th appearance for St Helens, and here he is at the grand final. Kalis is found by Cunningham.
Good work by the prop forward, Kylie Luluwai. He picked that out. He knew it was going to be a long ball.
They still managed to keep it alive, though. Here is Wilkin. Wilkin then to Sean Long. Long gave the pass to Gilmore. Gilmore spins away from a couple, and Gilmore, he's hounded down eventually by Ellis. And also in there was Kevin Sinfield, the skipper. Now it's with Flannery. Flannery comes back inside. Last tackle here for the Saints. They are just around about 10 metres out. Cunningham gives the ball to Wilkin. And Leeds, will they survive this onslaught? Yes, they will. It's the turnover. Down we go to Bill.
The St Helens coach Daniel Anderson was pretty upset before the kick-off when he came out and saw that the sprinklers were on here at Old Trafford. As Steve was mentioning, it's already been a little moisture in the air. It's a drizzly evening, and yet the sprinklers were on, and just adding to the moisture out there. And we have seen a couple of players already going to ground, slipping on this very lush surface. So that's not going to help conditions.
No, it isn't. They are very, very proud of their surface here at Old Trafford, and why shouldn't they be? It is an emerald carpet that these players are playing on. This now, Jamie Jones Buchanan. He says that win or lose tonight, the beard comes off. It's Leeds who are in possession, but that's the last tackle here. Only 35 metres progress made, and Burrow will pump the ball downfield. That's a better kick. It's a little bit deep.
He won't mind that. They can get set up on that 30-metre line. It will not faze them whatsoever. They've been under the cosh at the other end of the field, and they just wanted position.
So we're coming up to the 8th minute, still waiting for the first points in the grand final. St Helens winning back-to-back grand finals, 1999 and 2000, but under different coaches, Ellery Hanley and Ian Millward. Can Daniel Anderson make some more history here tonight? St Helens have certainly started the better, the more confident. This is Gidley.
Bit of a problem for the standoff Leon Price. He was hit very hard by Clinton Tupy.
Measured kick from Sean Long. It will stay in the field of play. Brent Webb will have to run this ball back. He gets away almost from Wilkin. Finished off by Gilmore. Scott Donald at dummy half.
That was a tremendous chase by John Wilkin, the loose forward. This has been the difference between the two sides. Leeds cannot get over the halfway line when it comes to the final kick.
Terrier-like tackling there from Kieran Cunningham. The man of steel, James Roby, has denied him a 7th appearance in the Dream Team this year, and Cunningham has come out here to Old Trafford. Looks like he wants to prove one or two doubters wrong. He is the most decorated man, Kieran Cunningham, in the summer era. And he's after yet another little piece of silverware here tonight. Another good kick from Burrow. What's the chase like? Well, it's being led by Danny Maguire. Tupy is there as well. Manny's taking him on. Manny gives it to Talon.
Pretty good work by Melly as well. The Leeds just hesitated. He got the ball, you know, and as he just started, it looked as though he was just going to amble through, and then when he realised that the Leeds defence wasn't set up, he put himself into top gear very quickly.
Big question coming into this match. Is it better to arrive at Old Trafford having had a couple of weeks off? Or is it better, as Tony Smith's men have done, to come in battle-hardened from a final eliminator?
It depends on what your injury crisis is. We know that Sean Long and Fasa Baloo has been struggling to get fully fit, and I doubt if either of them are 100%.
Don't look bad at the moment, Sean.
No, I agree with Steve-O there. See, battle-hardened, as long as battle-hardened doesn't mean battle-weary. And that's the thing you've got to get through the playoff series. Because every week you play, it takes just a little bit more out of you. Whereas St Helens will be able to freshen up. I tell you right at the moment, though, in this game, we're seeing a classic match of just ebb and flow, one end to the other. Both sides prepared to go through the processes, get through our set of 6, get to the last play, kick, find some space, good chase. And they've just started the arm wrestle.
Well, it's been St Helens' early moments here after 10.5 minutes. They've been the dominant force so far. Ellis.
The problem is 10.5 minutes into this game, Leeds have not been in position to apply any pressure on the St Helens line, and that must be worrying for the coach Tony Smith.
Last one here for Leeds. Burrows the dummy half. Under pressure he was. Got the kick away. Good kick too, and that will skim off the wet surface here. Finds touch. All right, it'll be head and feed to St Helens. Leeds will hunt the mistake, but it allows a little bit of air to come into those lungs.
St Helens have learnt through experience that to win the big games, you need to start them particularly well. And in the opening 10 minutes, 11 minutes, they clearly have been the better side. Not only in taking the ball forward, defensively their line speed has been superior to Leeds. But Leeds have weathered through that tough storm. And if there was ever a question mark over whether it was right to play Sean Long, although he missed with the attempted goal kick for 2 points, his field kicking has been 10 out of 10.
Penalty at the scrum here. The Leeds Rhinos breaking before the ball clears out. And so it's a penalty awarded by Ashley Klein.
Well, he may not be fully fit, as we suggest, but they still have the tricks, don't they? Wellens in at loose forward. He looked as though he was peeling away. Sean Long went round, and the Leeds pack thought that he'd broken and got the ball.
You know, Steve, I hate that rule. I think that's a really poor rule. We've got to change that.
I'm with you.
Leon Price steps inside 1, tries to step inside 2, can't do so. Leeds Rhinos' only grand final coming 3 years ago. And when we're talking about the fatigue factor, after they won a grand final eliminator against Wigan, just as they did last Friday, is that an omen for the Leeds Rhinos?
Well, they'll be buoyed by the effect I mentioned earlier that Leon Price had taken a pretty big, hefty knock. And he's just wandering around at the back there. He's just not with the team at the moment.
Here is Long, he is. And there's the dab over the top again. Wellens was looking for that, but in the end it gets to Brent Webb. And Webb, the last line of defence for the Leeds Rhinos, won't be figuring in the New Zealand Test series that's upcoming against Great Britain. He has to go into hospital for surgery during the close season on unspecified injuries. Here is Gareth Ellis, that was round the neck, that's going to be a penalty. High shot, Sean Long picked out.
Yep, little doubt about it. Didn't even have to jump for this one. Crunch.
Don't react.
Right under the chin. Well, he's in everything.
They don't react, it's touch and
Mostly
go.
positive, but the look on the coach, Daniel Anderson, is suggesting that negative approach won't do him any favours. Now then, this really is the first opportunity for Leeds to launch something. And it looks like they're utilising Barrow out wide. Who's going to be the first receiver? Is it going to be Sinfield?
It is. Sinfield to Peacock. And Peacock trying to cut a swathe down the middle. Have Leeds weathered that early storm from St Helens? Are they about to strike? It's with Diskin. And Diskin on a little run. Gives it then to Brent Webb. Webb gives it further wide to Clinton Turpin. And he is handed to the ground by Willie Tallow, his fellow countryman. Lee Smith, Brent Webb. Here is Jones Buchanan. The beard has become as much of a focal point of Leeds' life as the man himself has. It goes after tonight. Good ball though to Ellis. And St Helens are caught offside. Is this a chance for Leeds to get the first points in the grand final?
Well, I'd take the two. They've had little opportunities. Field play that encroached early. And the whistle was already going up to the mouth of Ashley Klein before they went in and outside.
Tony Smith, the Leeds coach, will know that playing St Helens for silverware is nothing new. But it is 19 years since they last met head-to-head for a major trophy. This is the 8th time that they've linked arms, as it were, against St Helens in a major final. Leeds have won 4 of them.
And what an important kick this is, Kevin Sinfield.
Well, normally you'd put your house on it.
Of course, but will he become the first Leeds player to score in every single game?
Yeah.
This is just added pressure on top of a grand final, Kevin.
It is indeed. He has a chance to write himself forever into the history books. That, I think, will be at the back of his mind. He just wants to pump that ball over the bar to give Leeds the lead, which he does. History came knocking for Kevin Sinfield. He opened the door. Leeds are ahead 2-0.
And that will be a monkey off his back. That could perhaps have been just going through his mind throughout the rest of the season. And you dream about you getting in the grand final, Sean, and you want to do it. He's in the record books now. Now he can concentrate. I thought he had a magnificent second half against Wigan last week.
No question about it. I think he's going to be influential here tonight, particularly with his, not only with his goal kicking, but his general field kicking, his ability to play first receiver, as you've already called it. He can also play second receiver. He can run the ball. He can run the plays out of dummy half. He's a very complete player, is Kevin Sinfield.
The 10th grand final to grace Old Trafford. And probably, with all due respect to the other 10 clubs in the competition this year, the one that Old Trafford was dreaming about. First against second. This is Danny Maguire. Diskin waits at the play the ball. Here now is Kylie Luluai. He'll drive it forward, 10 metres though inside their own half. Leeds complete this set of 6. Now it's with Sinfield again. Thumps the ball all along the deck, and Gardner will pick it up.
That's a better kick as well, and the chase is pretty good.
Gardner infield then to Wellens.
But I keep repeating myself, I know, but it has to be a problem for the Leeds outfit, in as much that they have yet to get into the Saints' half when it comes to the final kick. You cannot control a game from having to kick within your own half.
So they will be delighted at the moment they're 2-0 up. Yeah.
My word.
James Graham is on.
Oh, that's a high shot.
Clinton Tupi was the man, but referee Ashley Klein allowing the play to continue. Here is Fozzard. That's the last tackle for St Helens. They're now 10 metres inside their own half of the field. And it's with Wilkin. It's charged down. And Luluai was the first to react. Good job that he did as well. Graham and Cunningham on the top of him. Here is Lee Smith for the Leeds Rhinos. 21 years of age, first major final. He was captain of the Leeds Senior Academy Grand Final winning team just 12 months ago. Maguire was almost through. Flannery with a tackle.
Great work by Flannery had to be as well, because Maguire, but this is the man that can do all the danger. He can do the business.
Diskin to Maguire. Delayed the pass, found Sinfield, waited for the arrival of Webb. Good hands, Scott Donald. Donald inside. Here is Webb. And Webb gets his first try of the grand final. The first time Leeds have threatened that St Helens line with ball in hand. And Brent Webb comes up with a try. He has played a key role in getting Leeds here. 2 tries against Wigan last week. A try against St Helens in the 38-19 home win in April. He played in the playoffs down under for the New Zealand Warriors under Daniel Anderson, would you believe? And Brent Webb, he has scored the first try of the Grand Final 2007, and the Leeds Rhinos suddenly hold a 6-point advantage.
Tremendous work, quick hands. All came about from the charge down. And I must say that Carly Luluai, it looked as though he had legs of lead. He got possession. Maguire back on the inside. It's a good move as well. Quick hands from Senior. And Donald does everything right. He knew there was no way to go on the outside. And as all good fullbacks should do, they should skirt back after he's offloaded. He's coming down the inside. He knows it's there. It takes a lot to sidestep a man of Paul Wellens' quality. And the Kiwi Brent Webb has set this stadium alight. The first and only opportunity that the Leeds Rhinos have had to throw an attack at this Saints outfit, and they've come up trumps.
Kevin Sinfield with the conversion attempt, and that is on its way and is looking good and is good. It's a dream start for Leeds. They've weathered the pressure. They're 8-0 ahead.
Well, over the course of 2007, Leeds have scored twice as many tries on their left flank than they have on the right. And you've got a perfect illustration there of the strike and potency that the Rhinos have down this near side of the field. I think they'll continue. Sean Long's over here. They'll go at him all night.
Brent Webb with the first try then. Leeds are ahead by 8 points to 0. The champions with a crisis to face. Great kick-off, though, right underneath the posts. Here comes Ryan Bailey just off the bench to add a little bit of oomph up front. Midpoint of this first half, and the Rhinos ahead 8-0.
And Eddie, not only Ryan Bailey, but I thought last week against Wigan, when it was Ryan Bailey, Ali Lautiti and Ian Kirk, and even Carl Ablett, who's not a small man, I thought they made a significant difference to the Leeds side. They were able to maintain the momentum they had, their intensity, because of their physical bulk. So that's why Maury Fassifalou had to play in this game to help match that. I don't think it'll be long before we see him come on the field.
Well, is it significant that Tony Smith has made the change that he has by bringing Bailey on? And I'm just looking down at the dugouts. He's about to come on, Maury Fassifalou, and so too is James Roby. I was about to say, is it significant that we've not seen him warming up yet, but here he is. At least he will be in a moment. He's pounding up and down the touchline, waiting to come on. Maury Fassifalou. So too James Roby, as I say, as St Helens have the ball in hand with Leon Price. Now it's with Francis Melly.
You've got to applaud the way that Leeds handled the pressure. They got back in numbers, and they didn't get too excited. They knew that their opportunity would come eventually. Okay, the kicking game and field position has not been good, but the first opportunity, and that's all you need.
Here is Graham for St Helens. Fassifalou and Roby are on. This is Price. He's lost the ball, Leon Price. Jones Buchanan swoops on it for the Rhinos.
I think it was reefed out, but it was going in the backward directions, and that's the reason why Ashley Klein said play on. It was a one-on-one. Never going to be a penalty.
2, 2, 3.
Yep, certainly knocked out by Bailey. That's good work.
Maguire flicks the pass to Peacock again. He's in there where the battle is warmest. Always is. Fassavalu on top of him with Flannery. This is Diskin. Diskin to Ryan Bailey again. Diskin waits at dummy half, midway inside the Saints half of the field. It's Maguire, gets the pass away to Tupi. He is spun to the ground by Willie Talal and Leon Price. There's Maguire. Maguire to Rob Burrow. The kick will come out this way. It's a high, hanging kick. It's a tester for Gardner. Gardner does well. And what's more, his foot was over the goal line as he took it. And that means that it was diffused in the in-goal area, i.e. St Helens get the restart on the 20-metre zone.
You've got to be cool as a cucumber, haven't you, when the ball goes high in there. The atmosphere here is just unbelievable. Just like the Leeds defence. They are putting in some bone-crunching tackles. Remember, they did it a fortnight ago. They shocked St Helens. OK, the Saints got through by 2 points. But Leeds knew that this was going to be an opportunity to turn it all around in the grand final. And at the moment, at 8 points to nil, they'll be feeling very confident indeed.
Sean, it's all about peaking at exactly the right time.
There it is, and you know, St Helens have had a lot of football this year, haven't they? People talk about the week off and then they play and then another week off. But let's keep in mind, they've had an intense program. They've had an intense program right through the Super League, right through the Challenge Cup Series. They played a World Club Challenge Championship. They won the World Club Championship at the start of the year, the World Club Challenge, I should say. So, you know, you've got to say that both sides are probably at a peak now.
Rob Burrow was almost through. This is Webb. Leeds are suddenly looking up on their toes, aren't they?
I like what Leeds are doing. You know, most teams who play against St Helens, they try to go around them because they've built an almost impregnable wall with their defence in the middle of the field. But Leeds are challenging that tonight. They're asking questions with footwork and speed around the middle zone.
This is Maguire. Maguire gets the way to Sinfield. It goes on then to Webb. Here now is Gareth Ellis. Senior is outside him. And Keith Senior is tackled by Sean Long on the last. Donald to Brent Webb again. And off the outside of the left boot, Brent Webb says, well, we'll just go for territory. And we'll start again 10 metres from their own line. It's going according to plan for Tony Smith, but it was a very shaky start.
Certainly was, but they had their composure, and that's what you need. I'm not so sure that he intended to do this. Either way, it's got them in a superb position.
It's called a banana kick, Steve-O. It's called a banana kick. It's probably practiced more in Australian rules, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think he did. I think he meant to do it. That's a clever kick. I'd ask anybody that's watched that to go and try and do it from that close to the sideline.
Do they have bananas in New Zealand?
That's a high shot on Eddie Gardner, which relieves the pressure on the Saints.
And they needed it badly, I'm telling you now, because Daniel Anderson will be somewhat concerned. I mean, that was a silly swinging arm from Danny Maguire. And he'll get a little bit of a ticking off from Tony Smith, because they were controlling the game at the moment. They didn't want to give St Helens 30 metres downfield. They've got to regroup now, the Saints. A little bit more running, and we'll see that from James Roby. They've got to test the first and second markers a little bit.
This is Long, finds Price, goes for the return. Lovely drop of the shoulders from Sean Long. Great ball on the inside to Gilmore, and Gilmore's got Roby! Roby will get there for St Helens! The man is scared! Fantastic try! Absolutely breathtaking try from St Helens! But when Long is out in this sort of form, and when he has the players flooding forward in support like that, they are irresistible. They were in crisis. At least that's the way I read it. But this team doesn't know the word crisis. And they just came forward on the back of Sean Long's break. And the champions are back in the hunt.
A lot of people were very surprised that James Roby got the Man of Steel award. It all came about by the silly high shot from Danny Maguire. But when Sean Long went through, you just knew that it was going to be on the inside when Gilmore. But look at the man that is an absolute classic of a hooker. Wonderful effort. You talk about people in any sport when you've got that impact. and that impact couldn't come any better than that. It was a beautiful run around with a combination with Leon Price. Man of steel, man of the moment. Saints are back.
James Roby scored the first ever try in a Wembley Cup final when it went back to the new venue this year. He has now scored a try in the grand final, and only Willie Talau, his teammate, can have a similar boast to that.
Well, it's over 10 years since we've seen teams successfully pull off a run around like that. You know, it just made the Leeds defensive side freeze, didn't it, momentarily? And that offered the opportunity in the defence for Sean Long to get through the gap. But there are no team better than St Helens when through the gap. Their conversion of chances into tries, Sean, the best in Super League.
Totally agree, Phil. And well, it showed two things, didn't it? Just watch Sean Long kick this goal.
Which he does this time.
Showed two things to me, Eddie. One, Sean Long's fitness. I think that's proved it. Hitting that hole, having to accelerate. The other one, we often criticise Lee Gilmore for his ability sometimes not to set his man up very well. That's a clever pass. Very clever pass to James Roby.
Roby, the try scorer, the brand new Man of Steel, crowned on this ground, well, not the ground, but below stairs here, across the other side in one of the big function suites at Old Trafford on Monday night. And one or two people raised an eyebrow when the name was announced, but having said that, the entire room was up on its feet. A standing ovation. And here comes the kid for St Helens. St Helens might be due a standing ovation here. It's Francis Melly.
They've gone to sleep of Leeds. They've been hit with a sucker punch, and they find themselves again digging deep with the defensive qualities.
Leon Price finds Chris Flannery, and he is found by Gareth Ellis. That's the third tackle. He's wrestled to the floor. Sean Long in at dummy half. Graham waits down this channel, and Graham has missed out. They find Wellens. Wellens gives it to Gidley, and Gidley tried to go round Senior. Senior did well. Gardner waits the dummy half. Infield it goes to Long. Long then gives it to Graham. Graham takes on Bailey, takes on Sinfield.
Maybe little Grubber again. Webb's knocked back deep. He's anticipating maybe a chip over the top. No, it's a high one. It's a high bomb.
It's a great kick. Wellens is after this. Oh, and they eventually pick it up, Leeds. And it's in the shape of Keith Senior. Senior to the rescue.
Certainly went backwards off the chest of Paul Wellens.
And it's the turnover, says the referee. So Leeds will be able to work the ball away from their own 10-metre line because of that. Well, one of the loneliest jobs on Sky Sports is on the touchline on Super League. Bill Arthur is normally there all on his Todd. Tonight he's got company with Barry and Terry.
Yeah, it's been a very, very tough opening. The first 10 minutes, St Helens were totally dominant in the way they were playing, attacking Leeds on the right-hand side over Clinton Troopy. But Leeds got back into the game. The second 14 minutes of that first half, they really took it to them, and Kevin Sinfield led from the front. But I just think that now St Helens, the referee is playing off a Big Ten, giving a lot of open field, and the things that they were doing well in the first 10 minutes, tiring Clinton Troopy out, the gaps were coming there.
That's a beautiful chip over the top from Maguire, and Maguire has seen Scott Donald. Is there too much meat behind that? Yes, there is. Oh, that was inventive. Inventive from Maguire,
but
and it nearly came off.
But was it the right option? This was absolutely sensational. But did he just panic slightly? He could see that Donald was in clear, just a bit too far.
You have to go for that, Steve-O. He's broken the line. You need to convert your chances. You have to back Maguire's instincts there.
I'm not so sure, Phil. I'm not so sure. When you get it into a position, what you've done is you've broken down and you've breached the defence. A quick play of the ball. St Helens were nowhere to be there. You could have gone through. You take the option to make sure you have the position. What have they finished up with? Saints with the football.
Down to Barry McDermott on the side now.
I think what we're seeing two sides that are prepared to stay in the arm wrestle. They're prepared to keep knocking those sets out, but we're also seeing the lethal try-scoring chances that they get, they convert, and they're very, very entertaining teams to watch. Back to you.
Indeed. Thanks, Barry. This is Roby waiting at dummy half as Leon Price plays the ball to him. Now it's with James Graham. Graham is halted by a physical challenge from Gareth Ellis. Last tackle here for Saints. Kick from Long was inside the 40, gone for depth. And on the bounce, finds its way over the dead ball line. Leeds will start again from the 20-metre mark. 8-6 to the Leeds Rhinos. Daniel Anderson knows this is the fourth meeting of 2007. Leeds won the most recent, 10-8 to qualify to get here, but they lost 2 in the league. 2 in Super League, 1938 and 10-22. St Helens lost those, Leeds victorious. This is the one that matters. Someone goes home tonight victorious with the championship trophy. Someone goes home beaten from the start of their holidays.
They've come up with possession.
Saints swooping on the mistake. Here is Talau. Of course, a lot of the players that we're seeing here will doubtless be involved in Tony Smith's squad for the Great Britain-New Zealand Test Series that's upcoming here on Sky Sports. We have the all-goals match next Saturday night. That's all goals against the Northern Union, a celebration of 100 years. After that, a 3-test series. Gidley, Senior is the man doing the tackling. Senior almost sure to be involved in the Great Britain side. As maybe as Gardner. Price will be, and Price will come up the middle for St Helens. Last tackle here for them.
Danny.
Roby gets the pass to Graham. He picked that up brilliantly, and it's great defence from Maguire.
Was it ever? That's the second occasion that they've done that. But he'll be furious, Will Anderson, mainly due to the fact that Graham had to reach back for it. Oh, and that's an error. That'll be the dropout. Well, that's as good as getting the penalty, isn't it? Can't go for goal, of course. Tony Smith trying to be as cool as a cucumber. What a hit from Graham. Bang! Oh, Sinfield felt this.
Well, that teaches you either pass the ball directly from the ground or you run from dummy half. The combination of both, you're asking for trouble.
It means that Kevin Sinfield here has to drop out from underneath his own sticks. Gets good length on the dropout, though. Wellens collects it just inside his own half. Here comes Maori Fasavalu. Halted, stopped, dead in his tracks by Gareth Ellis. And Senior was involved there as well, and he's a big unit to stop, is Fasavalu.
Now will Saints go for some sort of a switch? We saw the run around earlier. Leon Price involved.
Long. Gives it to Price. Price goes wide and finds Talau. The screams then from the Leeds supporters of perhaps a case for obstruction and a penalty against St Helens.
Sure blind, perhaps.
Roby, he spotted the danger. It goes wide. Now it comes back inside. Here is Price again. That's the last tackle here for St Helens. Roby's the man scheming at dummy half. They come infield to Long, and he'll kick it high to the corner, looking for Gardner. And that's well claimed by Scott Donald. Tell you what, though, as Gardner came hunting that ball, Danny Maguire just jumped in front of him, feigning that he was going for an attempt at getting the ball in the air. He was a million miles away from it.
Yeah, certainly made contact. Tried to kid the officials, got away with that.
Penalty?
St Helens scored from that play last year, if you remember, against Hull. High kick to Gardner in the corner, he caught it and scored. Maybe Leeds have learnt the lesson.
And remember what Gardner did to the Brisbane Broncos in the World Club Challenge in February. Burrow now for Leeds.
And what about that try he scored against Wigan? Unbelievable.
Yes. Here is Maguire. Flicks the ball to Big Ali Lauatiti. Gave his best display, arguably for 2 years last week, Ali Lauatiti against Wigan. Sinfield now hoists the kick. That's high. That's a knock on by Lee Smith. Wellens will pick it up. And Wellens cannot get over the advantage line where the original infringement occurred, so the referee says it's the turnover.
Well, there was no advantage for it. This is the Gardner jumping it. Well, Maguire, to me, looks as he certainly made contact with him. Not a shoulder charge, maybe. The official said, oh, well, we'll do that. Oh, what a hit.
Oh, wow. Oh, he doesn't know where he is, Mike Bennett. Oh. Leeds get the ball back. Look at this. Oh.
Come on, James.
Now Peacock for Leeds. Can they turn this possession in glorious territory into something? With Maguire. attacking the line. Maguire gets the ball away to Ellis. Somehow he hangs on under pressure from Gidley.
That man again, Gidley, just got ball and all.
Here's Maguire again, little juggle, goes behind everybody. Scott Donald is the man who retains possession for the Rhinos.
Maguire was looking for the second mark coming through.
Burrow, Peacock, Webb, Sinfield, Bailey. No, it's not, it's Ian Kirk, beg pardon.
If they got the ball away there, they had the overlap.
They're going that way now. Burrow, it's off the legs, it's off the legs, it's going to be play on. 6 to go for Leeds. Burrow has it. 6 to go, Rob Burrow. Oh, this is a glorious opportunity for the Rhinos to post more points. Bailey. He'll drive them forward to within a couple of metres of the line. Sinfield. Lauatiti. Shrugs off one. Goes back the other way. Can't get through this St Helens defence. Webb. Sinfield. Back from Peacock. Here is Tupi. Important little ankle tap that by Leon Price. If they shifted the ball wide, Leeds would have been in. They're coming up the middle with Peacock. He gets the ball away to Maguire. To Sinfield. Sinfield dabs it in. That's well, eventually it found its way over the line. It's a goal line dropout.
Beautiful kick through there by Sinfield. Full credit to the Rhinos, keeping the ball alive. They were really on the rack with Saints. Helens couldn't take it the first time. Just have the opportunity to knock it dead, but it's more pressure. Drop out from underneath the sticks.
Let's go down for a worm's eye view. Terry.
More pressure and big hits all over the place today, Eddie. Not just noting the Leeds bench that they've sent on, how big they are. They're making a big impact for the Leeds, taking them down the bottom end of the field, making Saints defenders at the try line. What I've noticed about Marty Fassavalu normally makes a big impact. His leg drive is definitely hampering him because when he was going into the collision, he didn't seem to have any leg drive.
Got a feeling that Mari Fassavalu is no longer on the field for St Helens. He has been taken off by Daniel Anderson. There he is, he's on the bench.
I think the gamble has not paid off.
This is Burrow, now it's with Ellis. Ellis trying to come inside, Gidley. Important tackle there from Chris Flannery. That was Lauatiti, here is Rob Burrow, now it's with Peacock again. Oh, the ball goes untidily to Webb. It's Maguire, and Maguire just teasing them, then firing the pass to Donald through the legs of Gardner, and the ball finds its way over the dead ball line.
Could have been slightly forward there at the end, but it just shows you that the confidence is building and building in the Rhinos camp. Could he got a hand to it, came off the legs. Surprisingly, didn't go for it.
Not a knock on, and look at Leeds. They're so quick to get this scrum form because they've seen on the clock there is just 40 seconds remaining. Referee hasn't stopped the clock yet. Now he will. Now he will. 30 seconds of this first half to go.
Well, the reason he didn't stop the clock is because they didn't form the scrum on the mark where the scrum would be taken. But I mentioned before in the preview to the game that both these sides have great capabilities of applying and absorbing pressure. That last 5 minutes or so is a tremendous example of how Leeds have been able to apply, and yet St Helens so far have been able to absorb.
The kick was from Brent Webb, came off the legs of Long, and Long was nearly throwing him over. It's a penalty to Leeds. No, it's a penalty to St Helens, beg your pardon. The referee shouted the tackle was held. Should have played the ball. Referee says tackle held. Didn't look like it, did it? It's academic because the half-time siren's gone. Having said that, they have to have the penalty, and then from wherever it goes over the line, they restart. Oh yeah, but hang on, he's not even found the line. Looking for a bit of distance, Sean Long. Donald will run the ball back. It'll be a real irony. No, it won't. I was going to say it'll be a real irony if Leeds score from that. Well, there we go. The opening 40 minutes of the 2007 Engage Super League Grand Final. Tony Smith is off to the dressing room to deliver his half-time speech. And I'm sure Daniel Anderson won't be far behind him. Saints hit Leeds with everything, bar the kitchen sink for the opening quarter of an hour. Then Sinfield's penalty goal just edged Leeds ahead. Webb's try, Sinfield's goal, 8-0. Saints on the ropes. And a piece of brilliance from Long. And the Roby try converted by Sean Long, gives us the half-time situation. The champions 6, the Rhinos 8. Well, this is the grand final. The domestic season comes to an end, but the Rugby League doesn't on Sky Sports. Next Saturday, we have the centenary match. The Northern Union against the New Zealand All Goals. That's a 6 o'clock start on Sky Sports 2 and in high definition on HD2 as well. And the following Saturday, the 27th, the first test match between Great Britain and New Zealand, 5:30, Sky Sports 2 and HD2 again. Half-time here at Old Trafford, and Leeds are just ahead by 2 points. And you might just notice, there's the St Helens coach Daniel Anderson, you might just notice that some of the Leeds players are wearing black armbands during tonight's grand final as a mark of respect for former Great Britain scrum half Jeff Stevenson, who's died at the age of 75. Well, it is just a black armband. He was the last Great Britain captain to win the Ashes on home soil way back in 1959 was Jeff Stevenson, and he played for Great Britain on 19 occasions, and he won the Lance Todd Trophy in 1957. He was the first ever Leeds winner of that. So certainly a Leeds legend, and the current Leeds legend are certainly remembering him as they bid for grand final glory here. And they have 40 minutes to go. Oh, and that was nearly an error from the kickoff. Maguire left the ball for Brent Webb, and then he gave it to Peacock, and Peacock was given some St Helens treatment.
Well, obviously nobody called, and if they did, it was a very late call by Brent Webb. It looked to all the world as though Maguire was going to get it into it.
Lauatiti for the Rhinos. Opening tackles, opening exchanges of this second half at Old Trafford. 2007 Engage Super League Grand Final. Good run from Ian Kirk. Plays the ball 30 metres from his own line. Sinfield will hump it downfield. Wellens positioning himself, but losing the ball and getting the nod from the referee because he was facing his own posts, that was deemed to have gone backwards. He's able to bring the ball forward and then gets tackled on tackle number 1 and then goes down injured, by the way.
He doesn't look well either.
And this is a problem for St Helens. Could be a problem for Great Britain over the next month or so as well. Roby, and Graham is on his shoulder. Graham gets the ball.
That's much better play by St Helens. Surprisingly, in that first half, they only ran from dummy half on 9 occasions. You normally get 15 or 16 from the Saints outfit, especially when you look at both Kieran Cunningham and then James Roby. And I think Daniel Anderson will have told this fella, James Roby, to do a little bit more from that play the ball area.
Nice tackle, and the kick is slid all along the deck, and Scott Donald comes off his left wing and picks it up. Would have launched another attack, but for the challenge there of Mike Bennett. Whoa! Knock on! Knock on by Scott Donald in very dangerous territory.
Well, where's the knock on? He came off his
He's actually played it forward.
Played it forward, hasn't he?
Accidentally played the ball forward.
I think the rules still actually permit that. Maybe we need to change the rule book if that's not what we want to happen.
And why isn't it a penalty if you play the ball forward? I would have thought it was a penalty.
Supposed to be, but...
Well, he hasn't played it on purpose, has he? It's an accident.
Well, it is an accident, but he can still be... I don't know. Anyway, whatever it is, he's turned the ball over in poor field position.
It was a fumble, which is why the referee's given the knock on.
I don't think it was a fumble.
But anyway, look, here is Kalis. Great ball round the corner. On the bounce, finds its way to Graham. Graham then to Lee Gilmore. It's opened up for Gilmore. It's closed for Gilmore, courtesy of Burrow and Tupi. Francis Melly. Melly shows it to a couple. Gives it to Graham. Leeds were waiting. Ian Kirk, Tupi and Sinfield.
He's working hard, is Graham, and he's trying to bring this defence tight. When will they do the link?
This is long. Now it's Price. Price, stuttering little run, tries to go inside Bailey and Lauatiti. Kalis is in there at dummy half, picks it up one-handed, gives it then to Roby. Roby, oh, that's not forward. That will be not forward. He'll have to come back. Quentin Tupi knocked the ball forward.
Well, I don't know why he's looking surprised, because he definitely got a hand to it. It's a dangerous pass from Roby. You could see that it wasn't going into the chest of Graham, it was rising all the time.
Might have been a little look of frustration, Steve-O.
Yeah, but look at that pass going high. They're all at sea a little bit, the Saints at the moment, but they're lucky to get away with this. Will they do a set pattern move?
That's where they are. They're just 10 metres away. And here is Leon Price. Back it goes to Roby. Roby turns his back, then hits the deck. That's the first one. Price at dummy half. Back it comes to Long. Long sends it wider to Gidley. He comes inside Senior, but Sinfield was there as reinforcements. Aidy Gardner is the dummy half. Here is Flannery. Is Flannery driving it forward? Leeds defence standing firm for the time being. Long on a run. Oh, not the best. Ball goes behind them all. Tallow picks it up, but Kirk is there very quickly with the tackle. Price. It's Melly. Sean Long not just quite purring yet, is he? He's like an engine that's just been out of action for a month or two, which of course he has. There's his kick though to the in-goal area. It's too deep.
It's very hard to kick the ball and it sit up in this in-goal area. It's only about 5 metres, which is the minimum required on a rugby league field because of the size of this playing surface. That's all they can actually fit on with a 100-metre pitch. But it's almost impossible to keep the ball in the in-goal.
And right almost, what, about 6-7 inches beyond the pitch then slopes down dramatically. So the inference being that it's sort of almost all the way slopes towards the terracing here. That's the only thing we can nitpick about the Old Trafford Grand Final, isn't it? Narrow in-goal areas.
Yep.
There it is. See the way it slopes down behind that furthermost line. Good ball from Sinfield. Here is Gareth Ellis. Was that high from Long? The referee says no. Sinfield again, gives it to Maguire. Maguire then to Lautiti. Whoa, wide and too wide from him, looking for Donald. It was on the last. It was worth a run. It was worth a power play, but wasn't the finish that Tony Smith would have wanted. Because Scott Donald wanted.
Well, because they went for the power play rather than playing for field position. Remember, in the opening 15 minutes, they didn't get hardly any of that. And they showed already, Rhinos, that they have the composure. They've got the skill factor out there.
I think Tony Smith will be really frustrated. They had control of this game. I know the scoreboard says it's 8-6, but they were clearly in control at half-time. And Saints looked worried in that dressing room. All of a sudden, Leeds have had a poor opening 5 minutes of the second half, and it's allowing St Helens to work the way back into this match.
I must say, I'm not sure how that play the ball was sorted out then, and I don't think Tony Smith was either.
Well, there's been quite a few of those.
Price is chipped down the line. Webb is after it. Webb will try and run the ball back, but only as far as the kicker, Price, who's helped out also by Gidley. Now it's Scott Donald. Big challenge by Lee Gilmore. Gilmore, 5th grand final. He played in the inaugural decider here for Wigan in 1998 against Leeds. It's Ian Kirk again. Physical battle going on at the moment.
It's no frills football from the Rhinos.
And they're trying to just dominate their opponents. Here is Peacock.
They're just playing for position. They know they've got that 2-point advantage.
Sinfield to Maguire. And the kick from Maguire is perfect.
Canis much better than that. Gets a tap on the head, and rightly so. Beautiful little chip into it.
I don't know whether he's asking the Leeds fans or the Leeds players to lift.
I think they're trying to convince themselves, and maybe even just send a signal to St Helens. We're up, we're buzzing, we're full of energy. We're getting excited by what's going to expel over the next 32 minutes.
Important heading feed by Sean Long.
Yeah, it's really the first time that Leeds have been able to put some pressure on St Helens, isn't they? They really want to try and force an error out of this set of 6. St Helens had all the ball, they've had all the field position, and Leeds have had to absorb plenty. A bit like how the first half started. We've probably started a very similar vein in the first 8 minutes of the second half.
Great run from Roby. Oh,
There it is. There it is.
There's the mistake that Leeds were looking for.
And that was the first clean break that Saints had. It was good work by James Rowe to put it through. They've got to hold on to the possession. You know, for quite some time now, Eddie, I've often accused this Rhinos pack of not having the fire in the belly. But over the last 5 or 6 weeks, they've just been transformed.
That's a better ball from Webb to Donald. Donald had to come inside. Gidley got in. The Leeds fans on that far side watching that very closely thought it was a high shot. I think Donald did as well. Ashley Klein thought otherwise. Here is Maguire.
Little dumber from Burrow, perhaps. Go underneath.
Here's Burrow. Gives it then to Ellis. Ablett is there. Showed it to Ablett. Stands. Will now give it to Burrow. And Burrow. Here he goes. Here he goes. Rob Burrow. So important that St Helens got the tackle in then. Had they just stopped things temporarily. Sinfield. Oh, the kick was played up by Kalis. They'll get 6 to go. Off the deck, and here is Lee Smith. Now it's Lauatiti. 6 to go for Leeds. Do they know? Do they need them? They don't! Lauatiti! Ali Lauatiti! Leeds fans on their feet. The New Zealand international. He has come gone at just the right time for the Rhinos. A decisive try last week against Wigan. A decisive try here tonight. An Australian Grand Final in 2002 with the New Zealand Warriors. His 3rd Grand Final in 4 years for Leeds. And an important try for the Rhinos.
It was a poor kick eventually, but Barrow started it all by a beautiful underneath the tackle, got them into the position. You've got to have a little bit of luck here. Sinfield, you can see Kalis went for that. Had enough composure to hold himself onto the back. Watch this. He certainly went for it, did the prop forward, Kalis. And this was just superb play. Through the dummy. Fend off, get out of my way, Mr. Gidley. Slides in at the corner. It's not how you start the season, it's how you finish. And Lauatiti will be the first to say he did not hit form. Can he tag the 2?
Sinfield with the kick. It's just wide. 12-6 to the Rhinos.
It was interesting, Eddie, how you highlighted Ali Lauatiti being the player excited when Maguire found the kick into the corner. He was the one clapping his hands, encouraging his teammates to get to the scrum. He sensed that they're in front in this game. They have control. And when these two teams met just 2 weeks ago, there were only 2 points scored in the last 30 minutes of the match. It's very hard to come from behind in a grand final.
But St Helens will say at the moment the gap is only 6. And we all know what St Helens can do in terms of comebacks.
Not only that, Eddie, they know they're still in with a great chance, but we mentioned earlier when Sean Long missed that considerably easy shot at the 2-point from the penalty, that it could prove costly.
Well, Ali Lauatiti, the man who scored the try, here he is on the ball again now for Leeds. He's playing like a man possessed, and look at what he was saying. Come on, lift, lift, lift. And they did lift it. Here's Donald, and Scott Donald on the break. He has support. He's gone round Helens. Magnificent Scott Donald try. 2 in 2 minutes for the Rhinos. Scott Donald scorched the Old Trafford turf then. Look what it means to the Rhinos fans. Scott Donald with a try. 10 years as a professional. This is his first grand final, but it's his 65th consecutive appearance for the Leeds Rhinos, and he has just scored a magnificent try in the grand final.
It takes some doing to stand up a man of the calibre of Paul Wellens. He had Webb on the inside, and he just went in and out. A classic winger's try. Absolutely wonderful. Webb started it. Senior sent him away. He looks and then just goes. He left Paul Wellens for dead. It's the best try I've seen Scott Donald score. It's the best performance from the winger I've seen in the Leeds colours. And the Leeds fans are going absolutely berserk. That was sheer skill factor. That's why they pay the money for the speedsters out wide.
And Sinfield, can he make it the perfect six? Yes, he can. But if you were with us last night and saw our grand final golden moments programme, you'll have seen the long-range try scored by Henry Paul for the Bradford Bulls here. Is that the longest range try we've seen in the grand final since then? Just watch it again.
Tremendous work on the blind side. You can see how the senior had just pulled him in. Helens was trying to cover two options. He was trying to stop the inside pass to Webb, and Donald had enough confidence to do it. At 18-6, this is going to be one heck of a battle. Is he happy? He wants to go out with a bang.
There's a penalty here for something that's gone on off the ball. Ashley Klein not happy with James Graham.
Don't come tell me what's wrong with that.
I don't know what's going on.
You made the tackle, but you then got to put your hand over his face, okay? There's nothing needed for that.
He just went on for a little push, that's all. It was a shoulder charge, nothing wrong with it at all, but he just had a little facial, that's all. It was sufficient for the official to give away the penalty.
Well, let's get down to the sideline. Barry McDermott.
And he was just seen how vital in a game of rugby league. I know it's an old cliche, but possession and position are very, very important. Every time that Leeds are on the ball, there's people in motion, there's things about to happen, and if you make mistakes in this game, it's going to cost you on this big stage.
Barry McDermott talking there, the assistant coach to Ireland in the forthcoming World Cup bid. And here now is Carl Ablett for the Leeds Rhinos. Well, it's amazing what that little wave of the arm and the gestures from Ali Lauatiti has done to the Leeds Rhinos here. He has lifted them. He's lifted the crowd, he's lifted the players.
But they're playing as a unit of the Rhinos, and that has been the most important factor. We mentioned about 10 minutes earlier that they were not rushing. There was no panic going through their veins.
Drop goal from Burrow! Drop goal from Burrow, he's kicked it, has he? He has! Just edges Leeds further ahead. That means Saints have got to score 3 times.
I think when Leeds lost at St Helens in the playoff 2 weeks ago, they left the field with the determination that they were going to bounce back, which they did with the win over Wigan, and come to Old Trafford and prove that they are the best side in this competition. Do you know what? They've taken St Helens on down the middle of the field. They've blasted holes in the defence, and then on 3 occasions moved it wide to the left to score tries. That's just a real controlled composure now, with Burrow putting over that 1 point.
They are preparing to bring Nick Fozzard back into the action. You saw Fozzard there. This is his 100th starting appearance he's played tonight. The head bandaged, but there is still, just looking down below here, there is still no sign of Mari Farsavalou. Daniel or is he on? Is he on now? I'm looking for him. There he is. So Daniel Anderson's gamble, Steve-O's not backfired.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Whether he can make the impact that he's done throughout this season.
How on earth could I miss the hairdo of Mari Farsavalou? But I did.
Well, you know enough about hair.
What a challenge by the man I was just talking about on Maguire. The kick has not gone over the whitewash. Helens has got to run it away from Ablett. He's got to run it away from Maguire and Ellis. He did, but Ablett came back for a second effort.
Eddie, that's probably the first time in 8 or 9 minutes that St Helens have actually touched the ball. It seems like an eternity since Willie Tallow dropped that football and gave Leeds an opportunity to score, and they've just had total control. What Barry McDermott said down on the sideline, absolutely right. Possession is 9/10 of the law, and at the moment, Leeds are very much running the show here and very much in control. St Helens need to get some sets, not play catch-up. There's plenty of time left on the clock. They need to get some sets together, come up with a couple of repeats, even get a couple of penalties.
Well, Nick Fozzard has just come on for James Graham. He is the 9th interchange that St Helens have made, and they're allowed 12, and that's Long going for a 40-20. Oh! And he's found the 40-20. The bounce was a horror. The bounce was a horror past Brent Webb. Did Webb touch this or not? Doesn't matter anyway. Yeah.
He did touch it.
Well,
It's still head and feet of Saints either way.
When you play the ball,
Yes,
especially
it
with your
is.
foot on it.
Well, they're not done yet. We know that St. Helens have got the firepower, but Leeds' defence has been pretty solid. Was a great kick from Long deep down. He looked as though he had it covered, and it went right through the midst.
so here comes St. Helens, the champions. They're not champions for nothing. There's still plenty of time. And here is Sean Long. Now it's with Fozzard. And Fozzard, head bandaged, clawed to the ground by Maguire. Cunningham. Fassavalou. Lavatiti gets to him. Then two more come in and bring him down. Cunningham will go the short side. Gives it then on the charge.
Wonderful defence there, Lavatiti, ball and all.
Gidley. Oh, here is Cunningham. And Cunningham cannot get the ball down. It is held up. So the tackle count will continue. They'll take it back 10 metres, and the tackle count will continue. This will be the last for St. Helens here.
Sean Long, perhaps, the drubber into the corner.
There is Long. Back it comes to Leon Price. Here is Gilmore. Great defence. Great defence from Leeds.
Again, they took the gamble, playing the power play. It has not come off. Maybe they might have been better served to dink it into the in goal, try to get the second set of 6. You see how Gilmore tried to offload it. This Rhinos defence has been quite superb throughout.
Daniel Anderson has to come from behind in the grand final. 13-point deficit to make up. They have to score twice, and here's a knock-on. Here's a knock-on. The pressure's building.
What a tackle. Kieran Cunningham. Bang. Ellis said, I didn't lose it. Referee says you did. Just bobbled on the ground.
Maybe he did. Ashley Klein's the important man. Down to Bill. Injury news, Bill. We'll get Bill. There's Lavatiti limping off. It was obviously about that. Here is Leon Price. Leon Price hanging on, and Leeds hanging on to him. Little Rob Burrow. And Clinton Tooby saying that Price will not pass. That's Wellens. Here now is Wilkin. And Leeds, the Tigerish in defence.
Tremendous, and good credit also to the coach, Tony Smith. They're playing no sliding defence. They're playing man-on-man.
Long ball from Sean Long. Gidley. Good tackle by Maguire. Roby waits. 3 tackles gone. Here is Long. Now Fassavalou.
Oh, hand off.
2 hands off. And they have come back and brought him down. This is Cunningham. Now it's Long. Back on the inside to Wellens. On the bounce, it finds its way to Roby. Roby then to Gidley. Gidley, oh, poor kick. Donald read the script. Scott Donald starts again.
Not the best. Donald, though, give him praise for getting into the position. If you're going to make anything out of it, you've got to get the ball on the ground. It can wobble and bobble anyway. But right down the throat is not what the doctor ordered there.
Right, let's get down to Bill. Communications restored, I think.
Ali Lavatiti being replaced. He has had his injury problems, big knee problem during the season, but I think it's as much as he is completely bushed. He's put a big effort in, of course, scoring that try for the Rhinos, so he's taken a well-earned rest. I tell you what, 2 other busy people out there at the moment are the 2 runners for the coaches. Matt Daniels for Saints and Willie Poaching for Tony Smith. They are the message carriers out there, and they are running around like men demented at the moment, carrying out the coach's orders. For Matt Daniels, trying to turn the tide for Saints. For Willie Poaching, trying to batten down the hatches.
We're talking about men running around demented. We think, and it needs confirmation, but we think that Jamie Peacock has been out there from the start. And how about that for a tackle on Wilkin by Luluai? I don't think that Jamie Peacock has left the field so far tonight. 62 minutes gone. And you know, front row forwards, they sometimes don't get the recognition they deserve. They don't get man of the match awards. Peacock standing up and being counted tonight. There he is. Probably the Great Britain captain in the forthcoming series against New Zealand, yet to be confirmed. Good kick. Good kick under pressure. Just turning Leeds around. And Saints now will hunt the mistake.
I don't know whether the Saints would have preferred to keep the ball on the island. When you're trying to chase the game and put your opponents under pressure, Eddie, I think it's sometimes a better option to keep the game live. This does give Leeds an opportunity to catch their breath momentarily and then work it out.
Jamie Peacock, I wonder if that's the captain and coach of Great Britain. Certainly he's the coach. Here are the matches. Look at the top of your screen. These are the games we've got coming up for you with the Test series against the Kiwis. It's the coach is Tony Smith, and Jamie Peacock seems to be the odds-on choice as the captain.
You won't get any argument from me over that.
And while we're talking internationals, by the way, news this week that Sky Sports has got the rights to the World Cup in Australia in 2008, and we have the qualifiers still to come in 2007, and there are the games you'll be able to see with us live on Sky Sports. Make a note, join us for all of those. It's a double-header that night, Friday the 9th of November, and it's all still to be decided. And on the 14th, we will know the 10 nations that will be in the World Cup in Australia in 2008. Sky Sports is your rugby league channel, and here we are for the Engage Super League Grand Final. There are 16.5 minutes remaining.
And again, good tactics. You saw the run there from dummy half from Matt Diskin. They are really controlling this game. That'll be a little bit too long, but yet again, with the scoreline at 19 points to 6, all they have to do is set up on that 30-metre line. They are finding it very difficult, Saints, to find a gap.
Let's go down to Terry O'Connor, and let's see what's his view. What about this for a kick, Terry? Oh, fantastic kick.
Fantastic, and that's where you just can't write St Helens off. They can just come up with something really special as Sean Long tries to marshal his troops. But there's a word that you can use for this Leeds side, I think, today, and that's composed. The composure of this team, from the first 10 minutes of the first half, they were under pressure. They come up with a great try. Well, the second half, they started off under pressure in the first 10 minutes, but they come up again with a great try, and they led, and they really composed. But don't count this St Helens team off. St Helens are confident, and St Helens are very dangerous when they start throwing this ball around.
They are. Now look, Sean Long is claiming here a 40-20. It's an optional kick on the 20-metre line, isn't it?
What you can't do, though, it's a rule that applies in the NRL, that you can actually do that and kick out and you get the head and feed. It's just like any other restart of play. That doesn't apply in the Super League rule. I'm absolutely positive about that, Eddie. The rule doesn't apply. He could take a tap and then kick it, and it becomes a 40-20 as long as the ball goes outside over the 20-metre line.
Well, Ashley Klein is on the money, and he's spot on. I think it's called in the rule books, it's an optional kick, isn't it, on the 20-metre mark. You can do what Sean Long has just done, go for territory, or you can just tap it and restart. But you don't get head and feet at the scrum. You're absolutely right.
And he would have had it gone over the 20-metre line. He would have. It would have been a 40-20. Had it ever gone over the 20-metre line.
I'm not so sure that wasn't what he was claiming. No? Okay. Anyway, it's all academic now because Leeds are on the attack with Maguire.
Oh, a bit dodgy there. They should have really gone for the 1 point.
He got away with it in the end. As Sinfield's kick, though, only finds Aidy Gardner that far side.
The big trouble, though, for the red and whites is that the clock is ticking away.
Well, 13 points, Steve-O. Any other team with 65.5 minutes on the clock, you'd say they have got no chance. You can't say that about this lot.
Well, you can if they continue with the way that Leeds are doing their defence. Oh, there's the half break. Senior just got to him.
There aren't as many teams as quick as the Saints side. In fact, the only one in Super League are the Leeds Rhinos, and that's why they'll find it hard to score so many points. Even if they break the line, there are so many Leeds players who've got the speed to get back and cover.
Well, Tony Smith is on his way down. He's come a little bit early. Here is Gidley.
I think he can sense it.
According to plan for him.
He can sense it, Eddie. He's prepared them really well for this.
Well swept up by Burrow.
He's had a big game, this kid. He's still going. And he's still going. Oh, it's pretty.
And he takes the return.
He says, you're kidding. I've just run 35. That's good play. That's good play. He's going to put the knock on.
It's one-on-one, says Ashley Klein. Is it a head and feet to Leeds this? It is.
Yeah, because it's a knock on. He dragged it out.
It's a pinch, yeah. It's
And
a
the
pinch
ball,
by Wilkie.
and the ball goes forward, so it's a knock-on. But the face on Rob Barrow then, he'd run himself to water and then found that they passed the ball to him as well.
And now he needs a few running repairs downstairs. Let us go downstairs as well. Here's Bill.
Well, Steve says it's all going according to plan for Leeds, but there are these injury problems. Rob Barrow getting treatment at the moment on the sidelines. Kylie Luluai is down on his back getting treatment. And Carl Ablett has been having treatment since he came off. Now, the word about Ablett is that it's a tight hamstring. Looks like the same sort of problem for Kylie Luluai. So that might just cause Leeds problems in these closing 13 minutes.
Well, he's so close to it now, Tony Smith. And the fact that Leeds Rhinos have dropped the goal. It is the 6th drop goal in grand final history. And the other 5 drop goal scorers have all gone on to win the match. This is Ian Kirk.
And may I also add to that a lot of coaches think that the 1 point is a waste of time, Edward.
Well, they won't tonight. Here is Jones Buchanan.
Tony Smith will be getting the message out now. Don't get too excited. Just play basic rugby league football. Oh, that was a good offload from Maguire.
It was. And he offloads wide to Senior. Leeds have the sense of glory.
Kick to the corner on the right-hand side.
There it is from Maguire. Lee Smith claims it! And Lee Smith scores for the Rhinos. 12 to go. It could be a bridge too far now, even for St Helens. Lee Smith just plucked that ball out of the arms of Aidy Gardner. His first major final with the Rhinos, Lee Smith. And the Saints finishing top of the table. But they look as though they might be finishing second best in the grand final. And they have got one name on it, it's Leeds. They need to put Rhinos alongside it now, the engraver. And he's 12 minutes away from doing that. Lee Smith with the try that could signify curtains for the champions.
It's all over with this one, Eddie. Little doubt. We knew it was going to go over here. And Smith goes higher. He'll remember this. The youngster. High into the air. It was a beautiful kick. Francis Melly came up second best on this one. Maguire, absolute wonderful high kick. And Smith, that sealed it.
And Sinfield adds the extras. 25 points to 6. Leeds Rhinos are ahead. They have got one hand on that trophy now. And I notice that all the Leeds fans are on their feet and celebrating. I know that a few of the St Helens fans are on their way for the exit doors. They're trying to beat the traffic to get home and drown their sorrows in St Helens. That ball's knocked on 10.
It has now. It was the only option left open to the St Helens side. But I must say, the way Leeds has played, especially in the second half, I think in the first 40, they just battered their opposition. Some ruthless defence has really just taken the sting out of this St Helens outfit. And in the second half, I don't think I've seen a better professional play by any team for quite some time, Sean.
Well, Steve-O, I think what's been impressive about Leeds is when they've got in front, they've been prepared to continue to play that same game. They haven't wanted to close up shop as we've seen other sides do in the past. Perhaps that side like St Helens forces you to keep playing the way that they have. They've been prepared to keep the ball alive. They've been prepared to take their chances a few times, and that's actually given them a couple of tries that they've scored. So they're well in front now, and it's just a matter now of what St Helens have to offer. We're probably going to see a little bit of ball thrown around, maybe the odd chip kick, but it looks like with 9.5 minutes to go, I would say it's mission impossible.
Yeah, there's nothing left in the tank there. You saw there that when they kicked the ball deep into the corner, no one got there into the dummy half position. They were very tired. They've been battered. They've been beaten by a tremendous team, and that team is called Rhino.
Here goes Francis Melli. It's a 19-point deficit. We have 9 minutes to go. Comeback?
No,
Not tonight.
not the way that they've regrouped. And it is a great farewell present, isn't it, to the coach, Tony Smith. He said he'd prepared them well. They looked confident.
He was supremely confident.
Yeah.
We were here last night just running through what was going to happen in the grand final from our point of view. We happened to arrive at exactly the same time as the Leeds Rhinos. And Tony Smith, he wasn't cocky, but he had the air of a man who knew deep down that his team were well prepared.
A little bit of a high shot there, Leon Price, and they'll probably just dink this into the corner. I don't think they'll even worry about it. Yeah.
Well, all round the beard of Jamie Jones-Buchanan, which comes off tomorrow.
Oh, he's going to go for the two. Well, they'll eat up the clock.
It's one of the most popular beards in rugby league, that, but it goes on the deck tomorrow. He's shaving it off.
And for charity as well, but he won't worry about that.
Glum faces at the St Helens end. They're not used to this. They're not used to losing major finals, are they?
And you can't win them all and they've been outplayed by a better side. You just have to accept that. I mean, St Helens started the season by winning the World Cup Challenge in February. It would have been a fairy tale end if they could come here tonight and win. But sport doesn't do that to you, does it? This is the theatre of dreams, and these Rhinos and their supporters dreamt of coming here and lifting the silverware. And I like to see people who work hard and are prepared to make sacrifices being rewarded for their efforts. Tony Smith has had a massive impact on the Leeds club in his time there. This is the third grand final in 4 years, and in fact it looks as though they'll go through as winners again. Not only this side, but the second team and third team have made it through to the grand finals. Their club built on very strong foundations.
And Sinfield pops the ball over the bar. That just rubs a little salt into the wound for St Helens. Last time that Saints lost the final, 2002, in the Challenge Cup final.
He knows, Eddie, that he's going to be lifting that silverware very shortly indeed. There's no fluke about this. The scoreboard says it all. They've been in control of this game. The opening 15 minutes, it was all red and white. St Helens, as we expected, tried to blow the Rhinos away. They did not fold. And in fact, it was Leeds that scored first.
And look, St Helens have got nothing left to bring on. Leeds have got 4 changes if they think they need them. Here comes Ian Kirk. St Helens have just had no answer tonight to this.
Ooh,
Here's
that's a
Peacock.
touch forward there from Diskin.
Burrow gets the ball away to his skipper, Sinfield. He dabs it to the corner. Scott Donald's after this. Gardner does well.
It's very reminiscent of how Sinfield controlled the game. They're the fans going home. They know there's only one name on that trophy tonight. But it was the way that they controlled against Wigan, and now Leeds have been caught offside, but it's mere consolation to the Saints side. Wilkin takes the quick tap.
Yeah, but he's ploughing a low furrow, Steve-O. There was no white jerseys alongside him. Had to take the tackle. Here is Wellens. This is Cunningham now, and he finds Kalis. And Kalis tried to spin and get the ball away to James Roby, couldn't do so. Cunningham to James Graham. Graham keeps it going to Wilkin. Here is Bennett. Credit St Helens, they are still trying, but this Leeds defence is tenacious.
It's been superb throughout, and it's been ferocious.
Dab over the top by Long. Price was taken out. Leon Price was taken out. The referee didn't see it.
No assistance from the touch judges either. Was it just a collision? Yeah. He knows it's all over. He's tasted success, but tonight He'll have that bitter taste of failure, and no doubt that youngster will too.
Ian Kirk then. I beg your pardon, it's Ryan Bailey. Ryan Bailey then for Leeds. Well, they won the treble last year, the Saints. They were actually tonight going for the perfect Grand Slam, because in 2007 they'd already won the World Club Challenge, they'd won the League Leaders Shield, they'd won the Challenge Cup. This would have been the perfect four, but Leeds Rhinos have had other ideas. It's with Maguire. Interesting to see now who is awarded the man of the match. I think he might come from the Leeds Rhinos camp somehow.
Without a doubt.
Burrow with a little dab behind everybody. That will run. No, it won't. But we've said tonight that it's so difficult to get a ball to stay in the in-goal area. In the last 10 minutes, Leeds have done it twice.
And that's why he's probably the best come out from this competition. His kicking is fantastic. Probably the best ball kicker on the field.
And you know, Phil, years ago they said, okay, he's fast and he's quick, he can do this and do that. But what about his defence? You know, he has worked tirelessly today in that defensive pattern. He's worked really, really hard.
I couldn't agree more with you now. I'm so looking forward to him, hopefully, featuring for Great Britain in the Test match at the end of the year. Saints still trying, they're going wide to the left, but they can't find a way round or through or even over the Leeds defence tonight.
Melly, inside it goes to Leon Price. Price just humps it downfield, and the chase from St Helens, needless to say, is a little laboured. It would be with that scoreline and 3 minutes from the end of a grand final. Well beaten on the night, the champions. The new champions are going to be the Leeds Rhinos. In 2004, Leeds ended a 32-year wait for the title when they beat Bradford here. It will be 2 championships for Tony Smith as he leaves Headingley, and no other Leeds coach can boast that.
And it's
2.5 to go.
And it's another little piece of history as well. It is 100 years since we played our very first playoff game. 1907, Halifax defeated Oldham 18-3 in the very first ever playoff system that we had in this country, and Leeds will go on that centenary as victors.
Yes, they will, and St Helens' record of never having lost a grand final at Old Trafford has gone west.
Tenacious. Fitness levels far superior. They are jumping out of their skins at a 27-6. The adrenaline is still pumping, and they've got the head and feet as well. The bench know they've got it. The crowd know they've got it. The heads are down on the St Helens fans and the players. It has been a tribute to their coach, Tony Smith. This is his farewell moment. The minutes, his heart will be pounding. Job well done. Continue on, Tony, and bring the same success to our boys in Great Britain. But tonight it's all about the Rhinos at the Theatre of Dreams. And it has been a dream, Eddie.
It's been a dream grand final for the Rhinos, all right. They're going to be crowned in less than a minute's time as champions for the 5th time. 1961, 69, 72, then such a wait to 2004. And Tony Smith leaves Headingley with the second success in 4 years. Drop goal from Sinfield, no, goes wide to Senior. Senior gets the ball away, flings it inside to Tupi. Tupi shows it, they're tormenting St Helens here. They're doing to Saints what Saints do to so many other teams in the past.
Oh, he's got it away!
And here is Jamie Jones! And he scores! Does he? He thinks he has. Ashley Klein will pass it on to the video referee, Ben Taylor.
It's the first tackle.
4 seconds to go, and we get the first video decision of the night. Jamie Jones thinks he's got this.
He's short there. I think that's a double movement. I think this will be disallowed. sadly for the man with the beard, will be clean-shaven tomorrow afternoon. I think this will be turned down. He's definitely short there, and that to me is a deliberate movement of the elbow.
Is he tackled though, Steve-O, or was he tackled here? Is he tackled there? Not really. I think that could be given.
You reckon?
Well, he's not tackled, Steve-O, is he? He's got a man underneath him, but no one on top.
As Wellens come away from it. Either way, it's all over. Has he got some contact as he hits the deck?
You can't just give a consolation on a night like this, Steve-O.
No, no.
To St Helens. It's got all sorts of repercussions, this. So let's just see what Ben Taylor's decision is. Jamie Jones thinks he has scored. And Ben Taylor agrees.
Look at this place.
Puts the icing on the cake. Jamie Jones Buchanan. The siren's gone, Leeds have won, and Kevin Sinfield here to just add 2 more points. And it's going to be a big victory. It's going to be a huge victory by Leeds. He adds the extras, dances a jig of delight into the arms of Jamie Jones. It's 33-6, and Leeds have won. Tony Smith, Leeds heading their champion. And Kevin Sinfield, having kicked the goal, is the first Leeds captain to lead this famous old club to 2 league championships. A wonderful night.
Tremendous. Glum faces. They've had their share of glory. Roby shakes hands. So does Cunningham. But it's all about the Leeds Rhinos. A perfect plan carried out by pure professionals on a night where sometimes the tension can get to you. It didn't for the Rhinos tonight, Sean.
It sure didn't, Steve. It may not have been the scoreline that everybody predicted, but nobody, I don't think, could predict which way this game was going to go, and certainly it's blown out at 33-6. But I think the important thing of tonight is just to show you that a St Helens side can be bustled, they can be harassed, they can be put under pressure, and they're just as vulnerable as any other side if you don't let them play the way they want to play. And the Rhinos have done 2 things tonight. One is they've defended like their lives depended on it, but they were also prepared to take the attack up to the St Helens team. And they put them under enormous pressure after they had to withstand a big start by St Helens in both halves, and they did absorb all that pressure. Thoroughly deserved victors, tremendous performance. St Helens will be disappointed, but they will be the first to agree they've been outplayed.
I make the point, Sean. Was it a gamble that didn't come off? Sean Long only played twice in 2 months. Parsivalou definitely not fit.
Well, when you get beat, you say the gamble didn't work. But they're 2 big game players. I still say Daniel Anderson did the right thing. I just think that they lack match practice. Sean Long's a very experienced player, we know that. Perhaps his timing was out a little bit, and perhaps players around him didn't quite work as though he'd want to. Maury Fassifalou, he didn't look quite right to me. Again, it was a gamble I had to take. He is one of the most lethal attacking weapons off a bench that we have. But don't forget the bench from Leeds Rhinos. Lauatiti, Kirk, Bailey, magnificent.
Yes, a fantastic team performance from Leeds Rhinos, led by Kevin Sinfield, the captain. All the backroom staff, all the juniors involved in this. It's a club thing, and Tony Smith leaves them victorious. There's the skipper, he's with Bill.
More emotion here maybe than in 2004.
Yeah, we've been written off a bit as well this year, and to come out against such a great team, the champion team, and to put a performance in like that, backing up from last week, is it's credit to the guys. They've been fantastic all year, but this week you could see it in their eyes how much it means, and you can see that now with them dancing around.
Is that what makes it so special? Because Saints have been all-conquering this season. Top of the table, World Club champions, reigning champions.
Yeah, the competition's been really tough as well, but Saints have been the standout for the last 2 years, so we've had some good results against them this year. Disappointing a fortnight ago, but the guys had the belief. We knew we had it in us, and we've shown up today.
Apart from the first 10 minutes, you didn't put a foot wrong really as a team, did you?
We made some mistakes. Certainly in the first half, coming out of our own end, and the start of the second half, but the guts and determination and the spirit and the will to win was evident from our guys, I thought, and full credit to them.
Thanks, Kevin. Congratulations. Jamie Peacock here too. 2 weeks ago, the 10-8 was pretty tough. How was that?
Oh, it's enjoyable, eh? We've been playing well for a month, for the last 3 months now, you know. It's a great feeling. You know, I've been wanting to beat Saints in the final since 2002. It means a lot to me to win today, yeah.
Did that 10-8 defeat do you a favour in some respects? You knew what you were up against.
Yeah, we knew. You know, we had some great games against St Helens. They're a great team, but the momentum was with us today, you know. We've been on a roll maybe for the last 6-7 weeks of the season, and it's been a long season for the Saints boys. You know, they've been going since January, so it kind of took its toll on them in the end.
When did you sense, Jamie, that this game was going your way?
Probably the last 5 minutes of the first half, although we didn't score, you know. They looked tired coming off the pitch, and if we could start well, then maybe we could take the game away from them, you know, and that's what we did.
Congratulations.
Cheers, Bill. Thanks, mate.
Fantastic. Jamie Peacock, let's hope he is talking in such animated terms with Bill during the test series coming up against New Zealand. Well, they had to wait 32 years for their first title since then, 2004. They've had to wait 3 years for the second title, and there is the captain and the coach. And Rob Burrow is the Harry Sunderland Award winner as man of the match. So he is first up the steps to receive his trophy. Richard Lewis and Andrew Haig there from Engage Mutual Assurance, the sponsors of this wonderful competition. And Rob Burrow deservedly winning the Man of the Match award here in the grand final. And next up the steps will be the match officials, and they will always be booed by the crowd here, but of course we ought to remember that without them there is no game. Ashley Klein and his touch judges will take a nice memento away from Old Trafford tonight. And Ashley Klein actually controlled this match magnificently. Phil Bentham was the reserve referee. The touch judges James Child and Clint Sharrod. So well done to them. And of course Ben Thaler was called on just once as the video referee with only seconds of the game remaining. So St Helens, they were up first last year. Up second rather last year. They go up first this. The beaten team always goes up first, and they'll have a rueful look at that trophy. But they've had a magnificent season. All right, they're well beaten here tonight in the grand final. But St Helens, they have led the way. Beginning, remember when they won the World Club Challenge in February, when they started out very early against Huddersfield. They went to Wembley, they won there. They've been the team of the year, but Leeds are the team of the night.
It's a matter of just getting it right at the business end, and Tony Smith, the Leeds coach, and the players. And they saw a quick shot of Rob Burrow, the man of the match. And isn't it fitting that they were wearing the armbands for the loss of the great Jeff Stevenson, one of Leeds' great players? And this is the moment that all rugby league players wait for. The silverware is there in front. The golden ring, the Super League ring, will soon be placed on every finger of these players.
Jamie Peacock leading the way. He's had some torrid battles against St Helens while he was with the Bradford Bulls. That was the reference he was making, that he's waited a long time to beat Saints in a major final. And the last man up to the dais will be the skipper, Kevin Sinfield. A little kiss from Gareth Ellis, a big smile from the man of the match. It has been a team performance in every sense of the word here tonight. What a try from Scott Donald. There were thoughts that Clinton Tupy was a little bit shaky down that right channel, but boy, did he respond to the challenge. Brent Webb and Kylie Lulawai in his first season troops. He rallied the troops. And there goes the coach. The coach who has masterminded this victory, Gareth Ellis, and now finally the captain, Kevin Sinfield. Shakes hands with Richard Lewis, shakes hands with Andrew Haigh, and Kevin Sinfield will now talk to the crowd.
First of all, I'd just like to pay tribute to the champion side, St Helens, for a great match. I'd like to thank the officials for today's game, Engage, the sponsors, and I'd like to pay tribute to a Leeds legend who sadly passed away today, Jeff Stevenson, a Leeds legend. This is for you tonight. To our boss, Tony Smith, you're a legend. To all the boys and the players and the squad members who didn't play today, but very much a part of us, thank you very much. And lastly, to our army of fans, thank you very much!
Ladies and gentlemen, Engage Super League XII. So he's just about thanked everybody in the joint, and now he will receive the trophy from Andrew Haigh. And the Leeds Rhinos